Deep in the forests of southwestern Nigeria lies a village almost forgotten by time. Its name is Aiyetoro. From a distance, it looks peaceful, but the silence hides a terrifying secret. For generations, the villagers have feared one abandoned mansion standing at the edge of the village. They believe anyone who enters its gates never returns the same. One rainy afternoon, a young man named David arrived at Aiyetoro Village. He had traveled a long way, hoping to uncover the truth about his family's mysterious past. To him, the frightening stories about the abandoned mansion were nothing more than old superstitions. He had no idea his life was about to change forever. As David stepped onto the muddy road, the villagers stopped what they were doing and stared at him. An elderly man rushed forward with fear in his eyes and begged David not to continue. The old man warned him that everyone who entered the mansion either disappeared or returned as a completely different person. David smiled politely and thanked the old man for his concern. He believed fear had kept the villagers trapped in old legends for far too long. Ignoring every warning, he adjusted his backpack and continued walking toward the abandoned mansion, unaware that invisible eyes seemed to be watching his every step. Soon, the mansion appeared through the heavy rain and thick trees. Even from a distance, it looked unnatural. Broken windows stared back like empty eyes, while twisted vines covered the cracked walls. David felt an uneasy chill, as though the house itself had been waiting for him all along. At the entrance was an old rusted iron gate, hanging slightly open. As the wind pushed against it, the gate released a long, haunting creak that echoed through the empty compound. David hesitated for a brief moment. Something deep inside him whispered that he should turn back. Curiosity defeated fear. David stepped through the gate and entered the abandoned compound. Instantly, the sounds of the outside world faded away. Even the rain seemed strangely distant. Only an unnatural silence surrounded him as he slowly approached the front door. Inside the mansion, darkness welcomed him. Dust-covered broken furniture, torn curtains hung from cracked windows, and faded family portraits stared silently from the walls. Every footstep echoed through the empty hallway, making the house feel strangely alive. Then David noticed something impossible. While every room around him had been destroyed by time, one long corridor remained perfectly clean. There was no dust, no spider webs, and no sign of decay. It looked as though someone had carefully preserved it for years. At the end of the spotless corridor stood an enormous ancient wooden door. Its surface was scarred with deep claw marks and strange carvings that had faded with age. As David slowly walked closer, an icy feeling spread through his body. Whatever lay behind that door did not want to remain hidden. David raised the flashlight from his phone and carefully examined the door. Carved into the ancient wood were chilling words that froze him in place: "Never answer when your name is called." He read the warning again, wondering who had written it, and why. Before David could step away, a soft whisper echoed through the silent corridor. Someone gently called his name. His heart pounded as he slowly turned around, but the hallway behind him was completely empty. The whisper had come from nowhere, and everywhere. Moments later, the voice returned. This time, David recognized it instantly. It sounded exactly like his late mother. Every memory came rushing back as hope and fear battled inside him. He knew it couldn't be real, yet the voice sounded painfully familiar. Without warning, the ancient wooden door slowly creaked open on its own. Thick freezing mist drifted across the polished floor while endless darkness waited beyond the doorway. David stood frozen, unable to move. Then, from deep inside the darkness, the familiar voice whispered his name one last time.